to another episode of Cape Time, and we are here to discuss Marvel, DC, and everything in between. Now,
Drippers.
yes, strippers. Oh yeah, my band's selling condoms now. It's huge.
I bought 6.
Yep. All right, so yeah, there's a lot to talk about. I mean, there's been a lot of big stories, especially on the side of DC since our last episode.
Yes. We got some DC stuff. Like
Yeah,
usually we're talking Marvel,
yeah.
but
This is
DC.
this is gonna be a pretty DC heavy episode in a lot of ways.
Yeah, Marvel kind of took well, I mean they had some
Well,
stuff, but
they had some pretty big stuff too, actually. But the thing is, DC is literally going through a full rebranding process essentially, so it's a little bit bigger because of that. But yeah,
it's nice to have variety though.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
I am for it. If DC wants to keep dropping massive Dookie news, you know, keep doing it. Keep
Yeah,
doing it.
keep doing it and have it actually result in something good. That'd be great. That'd be
Well,
great.
first, like, let's make sure that these projects actually like get made.
That would be
Because like
huge.
there was a long period where DC had, uh, they just kept announcing stuff that just never happened.
Hmm.
I'm still waiting for the Jared Leto Harley Quinn, uh, Joker Harley
Oh yeah.
movie.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's happening, and they were gonna do a stand. They were gonna do a standalone Joker movie with Jared Leto as well.
No, it's pretty clear. Joker is done outside of obviously the Batman world. We'll get our
Yeah,
Joker
yeah.
and Phoenix.
James
Yeah,
Gunn called Jared Leto a pedo, so like
yeah, like he's
there,
done.
there's really no coming back from that one. The head of DC, the new head of DC, as we're about to get into that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's not coming back. And besides, he's starring in critically acclaimed hits such as Morbius
yeah.
in the Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters.
Fucking James Gunn, man. I mean, holy shit! What a pick for DC. I was never expecting James Gunn, but I
Oh, I
think it's
was.
a. I was not. I mean,
I
I
wasn't.
always believed he would be a great pick. I just never thought they would actually do it because that's a smart decision, and DC tends to do things that are not smart. But that was huge. That was really huge, and I think it's going to pay off big for them potentially. I mean, their upcoming slate of projects sounds really huge. Getting okay, you know what? This isn't, guys. Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen Black Adam, even though everybody knows this already, 3, 2, 1. Henry Cavill Superman again. Yay! Okay, so yeah. Sorry, Tom. So
What? 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 No way! No way!
nice, nice.
That was my Snyder fanboy.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding.
And then they see him in the bright red and blue and they cry. But
Yeah, they're like they saw and heard two things. One, the red and blue suit. Two, the John Williams score. Three, you heard a gunshot. All the Snyder people just mass suicide. Unfortunately. Um, so
yeah,
it's okay. It's okay, guys. Here's the thing. Like they don't know how to like take the wins when they can get them.
they really don't
So like
at all.
they want like the full compliment when at best you're just gonna get a few wins here and there. Like this is a big win. Like
It's a major fucking win. I mean,
because
like,
they weren't gonna
holy
do this
shit.
before the new leadership came in. Like so like
Yeah, no,
like
it
basically a
wasn't.
miracle had to have happened to get this to happen, and it happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because Walter Hamada was very clearly trying to move on from most of the Snyder related stuff, not just like his world, but even a lot of the actors. But now you got Henry Cavill coming back. Even though Ben Affleck is not are going to be the main Batman or anything, he's around. I mean, I'll leave it at that. I mean, he's not going to be gone forever.
Can you
But
imagine being Ben Affleck right now? Like you're like sleeping with J Lo, and every once in a while you get invited to be Batman.
yeah, I mean, That's pretty huge.
Like, fuck, man. Like, some people just win. Some people just win.
Yeah, he is absolutely winning at life, absolutely. And I'm interested to see what other changes James Gunn makes in terms of just who could come back, who might be left out. Because I mean, even though I doubt this is going to happen, my friend just asked me out of curiosity, and I was like, I never thought about this. Ray Fisher, I don't necessarily expect him back, but the reason why he was out is because he was done with all aspects of DC's leadership and guys like Walter Hamada and all that bullshit. Every single one of them is gone, quite literally. Like nobody from that old regime is there anymore at DC or WB. So I'm not gonna say he's coming back because I bet you they'd rather just move on from the controversy. But like, I wouldn't be shocked either. I mean, James Gunn being in there, I'm sure. I'm gonna be honest. I think he was the highlight of the Snyder Cut. Truthfully, I mean, Ray Fisher gave a fantastic performance, in my opinion. I thought he was really great. I think him in this world would be awesome to explore him further. So, if James Gunn is interested, I think that would be really awesome. But again, it just raises questions because the door's open to a lot of different things now. Like, what's a Man of Steel 2 going to look like? I'll tell you this, according to Henry Cavill, it's going to be different.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be joyous. It's going to be hopeful. It's going to be everything I want in a Man of Steel movie.
He basically, here's the thing, like, Cavill's been very clear, like, he likes Man of Steel a lot. He's like, I think that's his favorite of the Snyder movies that he did. But like, he was always pretty clear. Like, at some point, I want to like play Superman. He's always been like pretty clear. Like, I'll do like the kind of proto Superman in a sense that like, oh, the world doesn't love me, kind of emo Superman. Let's be honest, he was a little bitchy,
You
Um,
know, I know what you mean. I do.
but like he wanted to be the fucking Superman that saves cats out of trees. All right.
Yeah. No,
And
I agree. I agree.
We need to see some cat saving. All right. All right.
See Henry Cavill save a cat.
Batman fucks a cat. Superman saves a cat. That's how the DC universe works.
Yeah, thinking about Zack Snyder's take. I do honestly like certain parts of his take, especially the idea of how does Earth respond to what is essentially a god living on the planet. Like I like that idea a lot. I think that's a really cool, deep idea to explore. But I also do want to explore the exact opposite of that as well. I think it's okay to have both stories, like getting that big grandiose idea of how would we respond if God was basically living on Earth with all the power in the world to kill everybody, versus versus what if Superman is just this really nice, happy guy that's saving cats from trees? Like I like the idea of having both stories being able to be explored, and we already got that other one. So now I want to see what's it like if Henry Cavill could play in that lighter side of Superman. I bet you he could. I really do believe he could. He just hasn't really had a chance to do it at all yet.
Yeah, the thing with Henry is like his acting career actually took off post Superman in a sense. Like it's kind of weird. Like,
hey Tom, the
yeah.
monster's back.
And we're not even talking about my wiener.
No.
Okay, hold up. I got this. I got it. What about good,
Talk.
bad, good, bad,
Good.
All right, nice job, Tom. Thanks, Tom. But yeah, going back to Mr. Cavill, he his career kind of took off like after, I would say, Batman versus Superman. Like, cause he did the movie with Armie Hammer, the Man from U.N.C.L.E., and people really liked him in that, cause like that was basically like his James Bond audition. Like he was playing this like suave kind of spy, and then he did Mission Impossible. I mean, yeah, Mission Impossible, which was a lot of fun for him. Played the bad guy. He's obviously doing The Witcher. He's playing Sherlock Holmes. He's getting a lot of work. He's gonna be in like Matthew Vaughn's next movie. He's got like that terrible haircut. I think it's called Argyle. I think he's got another thing that he's doing. So like it's kind of funny. Like he is supremely better in just about everything else, honestly. Because like big problem with uh big problem that I had is like Superman's kind of a blank slate in the Snyder movies for me. Like he's just kind of there's really nothing there
Hmm.
from a writing perspective. There's just I want to see this guy be Superman in a sense, and I really felt like he was at his best in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like I
Yeah.
really felt like when he came back, he became like all right, like especially like uh oh okay, calm down. Jeez, motorcycles, man, fuck. But in Zack Snyder's Justice League, the scene that stands out is when he goes not impressed when he's blocking. I think it was like an axe. Like it was a weapon that Steppenwolf had, and he
Hmm.
blocked it
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
while Cyborg. I think Cyborg was doing his thing, and
Yeah.
he's just like not impressed. And like even in like the Joss Whedon Justice League, he felt more Superman-y. And I like that. And I'm sorry. I like when he goes, well, I'm a big fan of truth, and I'm also a fan of justice. I like that shit. I'm sorry. I like Superman being a little Boy Scout, but like,
Me too.
I like him being like 60% Boy Scout, 40% asshole, because he can be a little asshole, like a fun kind of asshole.
Yeah.
All right, like he kind of toys like first Superman movie when the cat burglar is going up the building, and he goes trouble with the elevator. That's funny to me. I'm sorry. Okay, so and Henry Cavill can do humor. All right, he's funny. He's actually he's quite charismatic when he's allowed to be.
Yeah.
All right, so just do Superman. It's not hard. It's not hard. People just make it harder than it has to be. Okay? What we do, we've done the whole what if a god was on the earth, yada 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 shit. Okay, cool, awesome. I respect the take, even if I have my own problems with it. I do respect
I do too.
what was attempted. But we've moved past that, and I think we just need a Superman movie.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. We need a pure Superman movie that just focuses on the other side of him, that really brings out just the idea of hope in a way that the others necessarily haven't.
I
And I will say that's
want
the one thing
to
Snyder Cut
see.
did well. The idea of hope was really portrayed well. I mean, he is the reason why Ben Affleck's character has hope in that movie. Again, I stand by it. Snyder Cut, I fully believe, is a masterpiece among comic book movies. I really do believe that. But
It's one of Snyder's very best films. That's for sure.
I think it's pretty much flawless. I mean, every character feels so lived in and fleshed out in that movie. Like to me, it's an amazing accomplishment by him. And again, this makes it obvious. I'm no Snyder hater. I'm really not. I enjoy actually a lot of his work, and probably more so than a lot of others. Truthfully, I do. But I also
Yeah.
think other takes need to be explored as well. It's not just Zack Snyder or bust. That's not the way it works in DC. It's just not. Trust me, I would have loved to see a Lord of the Rings style Justice League trilogy. That would have been fucking incredible, and I would have been there for that. That would have been so cool. But it's clearly not happening anymore. People need to move on, and we're going to get something different. And if you trust James Gunn and the new leadership that's in place, which I do, I'm going to trust it's heading somewhere really cool. So I'm going to sit back, see how it goes, and hope for the best, because that's really all we can do.
I agree. I think you know I like the names that have been rumored over the years for Superman. I think we're gonna get a cool director. I think they're gonna do a good job. I think Superman's gonna. It's pretty clear that they're doing the Superman that we want to see. Like it's pretty clear. Like just from what Henry's been saying, he's like, yeah, fuck that other shit. We're doing a Superman movie, man. And so I'm just very excited about that. So
Yeah.
I don't really have too much else to say other than
Yeah.
like Hopefully they don't do Lex Luthor in the next movie. Well, like they can have
Yeah.
Lex in the movie, but like just don't make him the villain. It's like the same
No.
thing. We're gonna
Yeah,
talk about this.
we got to
We're gonna
move
talk
on from
about
that.
this with Fantastic Four, where we're like, you can have Doom in the movie, but like, let's hold off on making him the villain.
Hmm.
Like I feel the same way about Lex Luthor in the next Superman movie. Like
Yeah.
do fucking Brainiac or something else. Just try it.
Hmm.
Just try it. Just try it.
Yeah, no, you're right. And as I introduce the next topic, fix yourself, Tom.
Damn it! Is my
Yeah,
fly undone again?
yeah. So the next topic I want to get into, staying on the topic of DC, is the Batman spin-offs, man. They have a lot of different
Never heard of it.
ideas, and they excite the fuck out of me. Holy shit, man. I mean, they were talking a Scarecrow spin-off. They were talking a Professor Pig spin-off. They were talking a Clayface spin-off. They are doing the Arkham show already. That's in active development. The Penguin show is in active development. It is actually pretty far along right now. I mean, there's a lot happening in this Batman world, and Matt Reeves just having the keys to pretty much do whatever he wants is the coolest fucking thing ever.
Yeah. Where's the fucking Robin show?
No Tom, no
I
Robin.
have been asking for how long, Luke? How long have I been asking?
A long time.
How like probably as long as you've known me. I've wanted them to do Robin. I just want a Robin show. Not even a Robin show. I just put him in the sequel, man. Like, come on. All right, but end of rant. End of rant. But I will say, I'm very excited for the possibilities. I think I think we can use these shows and then have these characters pop up in Batman movies, and that's very exciting. And I think Robert Pattinson is going to be appearing in some of these shows. I do believe that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like it'd be very weird if he did a Scarecrow show and like he just gets away with all of his master plans. Be kind of
Mhm.
weird. Be kind of weird. Because usually Batman's there to stop the plans. All
It just
right?
depends on what they're going for. Like, is it going to be an origin story for someone like Scarecrow, and we're kind of getting his origin as opposed to a mission of his? Like, then at that point, you don't necessarily need Batman in it, but or like in the case of a Clayface, you might get a very honestly sad, dramatic story with him. And God, I'm begging for the love of God, Matt Reeves, please, please, please hire Mike Flanagan to do this project. He said he wants it, and he is one of the best directors out there. He's a visionary genius. He has made so many great projects between Midnight Mass, Haunting a Hill House, Blind Manor. He did Doctor Sleep. He did Hush. He's done so many fantastic movies and shows. I mean, he would knock it right out of the park. If a guy like that wants to do a project for you, you say yes. You have to say yes. So please, if he's available, you're gonna need to let him do that, Matt Reeves. I just needed to let that out because he's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I'm excited to see who they get for a lot of these shows. A lot of these shows, like, let's be honest, they're in early development,
Oh,
but
very, very early development.
you know what? Hopefully they can get these shows to come together quick, and I'm very excited to see them flesh out this universe.
And some of these
Um,
are gonna be movies.
Wait, what?
You didn't read that part of the article, bro? I'm not even kidding.
Well, Luke, I never learned how to read.
No,
Okay.
they specified when they were listing the Clayface and all those
You
spinoffs.
you
They
you
said
know that's a
movies.
difficult thing for me,
Yeah,
and you just exposed me on a live broadcast.
I'm sorry, bro, but they said specifically movies. They didn't. They actually didn't even say the word show.
Are you serious? Wow, I really just read into that wrong. Okay.
It doesn't mean that they all will be movies because I'm sure
Clayface the movie is
I'm sure there's a chance some of those fall into shows because there's no way all of those are gonna be
100%.
movies. Yeah,
I think I just
but
kind of assumed that because Penguin was getting a show that they
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah, yeah.
do shows. So like that's my excuse and I'm sticking to it.
The way I'm looking at this is probably they're gonna make this the Black Label they were gonna have Todd Phillips do. I think
Mm,
that's kind of what they're doing.
I would love to see Professor Pig commit brutal murders.
Dude, imagine Professor Pig could legitimately just be painted as a serial killer movie unrelated to the Batman.
Yeah, you know what would be funny is if they made it just like that, and then
Yeah.
at the very end,
Yeah.
it's revealed to like take place in like Gotham City or something.
That's like the end of what's it called? Fucking Split. When you find
Yeah,
out that it's in the Unbreakable universe, and you're like,
yeah, it's
wait, what the
can
fuck?
can you imagine people that don't know anything about it about Professor Pig
Yeah.
being a Batman villain, and then at the very end you just see Batman or something, and it's
Uh,
like whoa, wait, what? Wait, what?
yeah. Yeah, no, that
Uh,
would be really cool. I would love that.
my ideas are always the best and never wrong.
But yeah, there's a lot of cool ideas there. The Arkham spinoff has them. They got the showrunner, and the showrunner is the director of the movie The Devil All the Time, which was on Netflix. Debuted 2 years ago, I believe. I remember when that dropped. I watched it.
I
The
think that
first
was a
day it came out.
pandemic release.
Yeah, yes it was because I remember I was starving for new content. I wanted something so bad. I was like, oh my god, let's fucking go! And I invited my friends over because it was like, there's an actual new movie, guys. Look at this. It's new.
It had Pattinson in it. It had
Tom
Tom Holland
Holland.
in it,
Yeah.
Sebastian Stan, Bradley Q.
Yeah,
Yeah, her boobs are in that movie.
I know. No, it was that movie was honestly really good. I thought it didn't get enough credit. I really thought it was fantastic.
I love the look of it. It had a nice look to it.
Yes, and Tom Holland. That's probably Tom Holland's best non-Spider-Man related role. To date at least.
He was very good in that movie. Yes. See, they tried to make. Here's the thing. We will get it. We will go on about Tom Holland's.
Wait, fix yourself.
God damn it, motherfucker! Piece of shit, asshole, motherfucker, dick. Head. Good now.
Yep.
All right, we will get into Tom Holland's agent at some point, in a future episode. Hopefully, his agent is negotiating a lofty deal for Spider-Man 4 because that's usually about the only movie that he does that gets a positive Rotten Tomatoes score these days. We are going to, it's like that video where the guy is tapping on the glass and he goes, "I'm gonna get you out of here."
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel because I feel like Tom could be doing better work. Not in terms of his own performances, but I mean anyone can do better. But like, uh, you know, but I just mean like, stop working with Sony. Oh, Luke, we have lost Luke. We have lost Luke. Luke. No. All right, fine. I'm just gonna continue talking. Okay, we have found Luke.
I'm back.
It's like Nemo except with Luke. Okay, but yes, we'll get into Tom Holland's agent at some point because that man needs to be put in better material.
Absolutely. I love Tom Holland. I think he's a great actor. I would love to see him in
Tom
more stuff,
Holland
but,
joins Euphoria season 3 with Zendaya.
Yes.
You think they're gonna get married?
Yep.
Hmm.
If I was forced to guess right now, I'd say yes, but at the same time, Hollywood relationships
These
are
celebrities.
it's the most volatile thing in the world, so it's kind of a waste to guess.
Yeah.
Why bother?
I think one of these days we should place bets on that. And prop bets, over under how long it lasts, but I don't think they'd appreciate that. But
no, probably not.
Okay, it's okay. That's what Tom Holland gets for stealing my role. So there we go. And my girl. So
all right, well, another topic. This is a interesting one. They already have a script for Flash 2. And
but they don't have a Flash.
Well, that's the thing. I already know exactly what direction this is going in my opinion. I know exactly where this is going.
Can I guess what you're thinking?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I want to be able to guess this. So,
let's say
Flash 1 in the Flash movie. They're going to, like, 99% of the movie is going to be Ezra Miller. Then the rebooted timeline happens. And then at the very end, they're going to shoot the scenes that have Ezra in it in that new rebooted timeline with the new recast actor.
Ironically, I think I am not on the train at all.
Oh, okay.
At least not what I. It's not. This isn't a case of what I want. This is a case of what I expect here.
Uh-huh.
Genuine expectation is that they are going to ride this out as long as they could with Ezra. They're going to see how the marketing goes. They're going to see how much trouble he does or does not get in, and whether or not he gets in trouble for the case he has right now, the theft of the whatever the hell it was. But well, they say, oh, he's facing 26 years. He's not going to jail for 26 years, people. He's going to get a fine. He's going to get off because, of course, he is. And then when he does, if he can actually manage to not get in trouble, big if, but if he does not, I guarantee you he is going to remain the Flash. I will bet money right now. They will only get rid of Ezra if they have literally no choice because he's convicted of something and there's no going back after that. That's the exact direction it's going to go in.
I disagree.
I'll say this. I think now with James Gunn, that could change it. I'm not sure where James Gunn, where his
I
head
think
is
he's
at.
done.
I think before James Gunn, that's 100% where they were going. I firmly believe that. With James Gunn, it could be different.
I'm going to tell you why he's gone.
He's not.
I'm going to tell you why he's gone. Because there are people that aren't going to go pay their money to go see the Flash specifically because Ezra Miller is the Flash.
I don't think they want to deal with the work involved with it. I don't.
He has made such a shit show out of this whole thing.
Tom, but you're forgetting a big factor here. This happens every time. Within a year, everybody fucking forgets every time.
But like
every fucking time.
Here's the thing.
Every time.
Here's the thing. Shit. This dude makes such a shit show. Like, how many incidents and reports?
Oh, trust me, I know. I literally have a group chat where I send.
Do you not think there's gonna be more? Like,
I actually think there's a possibility there won't be. Because you know why?
There's gotta be more.
What means most to people in the world? There's one answer. One answer. What is that answer, Tom?
What?
Money. Money, money, money. And now that his money is at stake, why do you think he's seeking help? Because he knows his movie is in jeopardy and he wants to protect his fucking money, bro. He is not going to do anything. He's going to be a Boy Scout for the next year and a half.
I feel like the damage has already been done.
I believe it. That should be the case. I do.
I think he's done. I'd be
surprised. I really would be surprised if he's done unless something else happens. But if this ended right now as it sits and he gets off with a fine, I believe he's sticking around. I do. So we'll see. We will see.
Agree to disagree. Where do you even go with Flash 2? Because you already did like the biggest Flash storyline in Flash.
I genuinely have no idea where you
go. Anything you do with Flash 2, goes,
not the best. Yeah, it was not the best move.
Unless you're doing like Crisis on Infinite Earths or something.
Actually, you know what's funny? I actually did hear that could be Flash 2. I'm not gonna say definitively. And hey, James Gunn is here now. This changes like a ton of shit. So I heard that was at least something on the table at one stage. I don't know how true that is, but I know I've heard that before. Also, fix yourself while you contemplate the pain. But
it's too soon.
Well, to be fair, Flash 2 is not going to come out anytime soon. Either way.
It took them like 10 years to make Flash 1.
That's what I'm saying. So let's not pretend like it's coming soon. Like it's not either. Regardless of the story or recasting or any of that bullshit, Flash 2 is not going to release for another 5 years. Would be best case in my opinion. I think 5 years would be the best case, truthfully. So even if they do have
3. I'm going to guess 3.
I don't see them getting it off the ground that quick. I think they have a lot of other movies they got to do first.
I'm going to guess 3.
We'll see. I think they have a lot of other plans. I'll say this. If they recast, then I think 3. Because I think if they're going to recast, they want to establish the new Flash in his own movie as soon as possible. That's my prediction.
I really like that George McKay rumor.
I saw that.
Like, I was like, fuck, he would have been so good in the first place. It was like, when I saw that, I was like, shit. But yeah, yeah, what a fucking mess. But whatever. Hopefully the script for Flash 2 is good.
Yeah, and speaking of projects that we don't know where they're going, the Green Lantern show officially revived after a lot of concern about it being dead. And I will actually say there's good news and bad news here. I'm happy they decided to focus the show on one character in the form of Jon Stewart. I think that was a very smart decision. It just makes it much more palatable for people getting into the character, but also the negative is it's pretty clear Zaslav does not want to put much money into it, and that's kind of why the project was thrown away to begin with. So I'm hoping this show doesn't look cheap. I think it's kind of a shame if he doesn't want to put money into it. I mean, if you don't, why even fucking make it? But you got to see what happens. Who knows where this is going to go? It's kind of pointless, honestly, to even talk about direction of half of this shit because James Gunn just changes the entire equation because he's the one in charge of all creative decisions moving forward. He can anything that's currently just in development, he can change. He can absolutely change. All the stuff that's filmed already, yeah, no, that is what it is. But pretty much, like a Man of Steel 2 or a Green Lantern show or a Flash 2 or even the next Batman movie, even though he's not going to be heavily involved, obviously, but I'm sure he'll oversee it, obviously. He's going to at least be looking at that shit now pretty heavily. So anything that is not done like that, it could change on a whim. So it's kind of pointless speculation beyond the fact we know that Jon Stewart is currently the plan, which again is very cool. I like that a lot.
They really should prioritize making that a movie.
I fully agree. I mean, that whole thing is Zaslav made this whole fucking speech about, we got to make things that are big should be on the big screen. Green Lantern is big.
Yeah. Like, that could be your Star Wars in a sense, or like your Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I mean, I think Zaslav is underselling what a Green Lantern project could be. I mean, and the whole thing is, too, it's one thing if you were doing, like, a Green Lantern Corp show and you were introducing multiple Green Lanterns like you said you were, but if you really are just going to focus on one, which is Jon Stewart, why would you not just make that a movie?
They're going to do a Green Lantern Corps movie, man, and, I love how they announced it, and we got 0 updates on it.
Yeah, I mean, again,
we never. They announced the slate back in 2015, like that original Zack Snyder era slate, and then we got 0 updates on Green Lantern Corps. We got no directors, no writers, nothing. It just sat there, didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Still doesn't exist. Still waiting on that Cyborg movie. Don't think it's going to be happening anytime soon.
Yeah, no, probably not. And there's just there's a lot of questions regarding DC's future regardless, even with James Gunn there, just because honestly, I don't know what he's going to do. I really don't. I think whatever he does, it's going to be good, but it might take some time to establish what that good is because he has to work with what's already there. And because he's not going to do a full reboot. That much is clear. That's definitely not happening. So he's going to be building off of what's been created by a lot of these people. And that's not to say what being made is bad, because I do believe that some movies like Aquaman 2 is going to be really good. I'm a firm believer in that movie. I've heard great things about it. I think that The Flash even is going to be very good. It's been done great in test screenings. I love a lot of the ideas that are out there regarding the movie. I'm totally into it. And, just as they're going along, I think there's definitely good that could be built off of. And you got some talented directors, too. I mean, like having James Wan doing the Aquaman movies or Andy Muschietti doing The Flash. Those are huge gets for DC. I think someone like Andy Muschietti might be a mainstay at DC, truthfully, if The Flash does well, which I think it will, at least critically. So, I'm very interested. I'm super interested. But for now, I can only speculate. Another thing, too, is James Gunn. He's doing a project and no one knows what it is. He's doing a couple projects apparently.
I think
I can give it a guess though, but go ahead.
Take your guess.
I mean, I think whatever project he's doing is clearly going to be in the Suicide Squad world. And I'm not saying Suicide Squad 2, but I am saying I think he's definitely doing we already know Peacemaker Season 2 is happening. That's a guarantee.
Yes.
And I would think that you're going to get another type of Harley Quinn related project, no matter what. I think I'm pretty firm on that. I think it's going to happen.
I have two guesses.
Before you guess, fix your mic.
God damn it. I hate my life. The first guess that I have
Yes.
is that James Gunn will be directing Superman.
You see, I don't think he will. I thought
My
about that. I don't think so.
my second guess is that James Gunn will be directing the next installment of the Justice League franchise.
My gut tells me they're going to give that to Andy Muschietti. Just a guess.
I think if Flash turns out well, I think that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Because basically, if anyone's read anything about the Flash, it's basically like a Justice League light version.
At least
It's
the scale of it, definitely.
it's like when they gave the Russo brothers Civil War, and then they're like,
Mhm.
"All right, you can do the Infinity War and Endgame."
Yeah.
Kind of like that. So yeah, I definitely would be pretty cool to see James Gunn tackle like. It'd be funny if he did like a bunch of obscure kind of shows and movies, and he loans out the big characters. He's like, you get McQuarrie, you go do Superman, bro. I'm just gonna go do the Condiment King really quick.
Yeah, like I think he's gonna go more of that route. Truthfully, I think he would do Superman, but I also think that he would rather let other people take on the big characters still. And truthfully, it'd be hilarious to even think about. Imagine like if Kevin Feige directed an Avengers movie, because that's pretty much what this would be.
Mm.
It's kind of funny just to think about in my head.
Well, some people think that he does direct the Avengers movies.
Well, I mean, he has a lot to say, but then again, James Gunn, even if he's not directing the Justice League movie, he's gonna have a ton to say too. That's just the way it is. I mean, he's not like he's there operating the camera. I mean, that's kind of bullshit. But I think the Russo brothers deserve credit where it's due, even though I don't think they're the best directors ever. They did do.
Yeah, I think they
they did
proved
good.
that they're not the best directors.
They're not, but I think they really did care about the Avengers movies. Just listening to their interviews and reading about them, and I think they really did put a lot of time and care into it, regardless of what people think. They absolutely did. I firmly believe it.
I just had an idea. Like, Ryan Johnson directs the Knives Out movies. I think like you ever do you know the character The Question?
Yeah.
Yeah, a Ryan Johnson Question movie would be cool in my head.
I'd be down.
Like, I always remember that character from the Justice League Unlimited days.
Yeah.
And so, like, and the faceless kind of look would be very hard. Like, I think we have the technology to pull that off. But
yeah, we do.
It would be a cool look with the trench coat and the hat. Yeah. Sometimes I have good ideas. Most of the time, not good ideas. David Fincher's Question movie.
If David Fincher did a fucking DC movie, I mean,
That'd
at
be
that
dope.
point,
He almost did Spider-Man.
almost everybody did Spider-Man.
Yeah, James Cameron almost did Spider-Man.
I actually ordered that book on it from Sean O'Connell, so I'm gonna read that next week.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, I forgot to order it. I really am Spider-Man. I really am Peter Parker because, like, I put things off, and then I get reminded of them when it's already too late.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think that is the end of the DC portion. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and this is just funny. Kevin Feige said no to running DC Studios. So that's fun.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I mean, hey. You got to shoot your shot. Sometimes you got to ask out the supermodel, okay? And that's what Zaslav did.
That is the ultimate shot. Like, they're like, we're just going to try to... They tried to cuck Marvel, which is funny.
It's funny. People think Kevin Feige... Anyone that doubts Kevin Feige's passion for comic books and his, like, care towards his job is out of their fucking mind, by the way. Because when I see those takes out on Twitter nowadays, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, he cares about Marvel and comics more than basically anybody on the planet. It's his fucking life. Like, it's literally his life.
Yeah, like I've never questioned like whether or not he cared. Like, and I have my own like little nitpicks here and there, but like I don't think that's ever been an issue for me. Like I do think like some changes have been made that have been unnecessary, but like it's not like we're in good hands with Feige.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, the next slate of Marvel movies is going to be pretty fucking good, dude. It's going to be pretty good. And I'm telling you, general audiences are not going to be happy next year for one reason, and I hate to say it, but it's true, guys. It's true. Have you noticed a common theme for next year's projects?
No.
It's all women, and men are going to hate it. I'm going to like it, but most men are going to
The
hate it.
MCU has returned.
Oh, dude. Literally, I will say, it's just... Oh, wait. There we go. My mic disconnected. But, it's fucking hilarious because
Brie Larson hates men.
I literally just went through the slate out of pure curiosity. I think there's only one project actually without a woman lead, which is actually pretty crazy though. I'm not even saying it's bad. I'm saying it's pretty wild.
So we're having the Marvels next year.
Yeah.
All right. And then what else?
You also have wait, fix your mic as I talk.
Son of a bitch.
Because you also have the open the year. Actually, no, I forgot. Ant-Man's the other exception. Ant-Man and Guardians are not female led. But but all the shows though, you have Echo, you have Ironheart, you have what's it called? At the end of the year, you would have Agatha if it comes out on time. And I think
We can only hope not.
And I think there's one other. I know there's Secret Invasion actually. Actually, no, it's not as dominant as I remembered. I don't know why. It's
That's
because
Nick Fury.
yeah, it's about half and half, which is too much for most people. But you know, either way though, I will say on Agatha, this is just a note I want to make because I literally saw this yesterday. If they're actually adapting part of Children's Crusade, which is something that was out there, that could change the game a bit. I mean, that's a pretty big story. That is a pretty big story. And I think if they place the focus on Wanda's kids in an Agatha show with her kind of being involved as like not a parental figure, I mean, to an extent, I suppose. I think that could be a fun premise. And I got to give credit to Jack Schaefer, who's in charge so far of all of these WandaVision-related projects. Great. Wait, I forgot. Is Jack Schaefer a guy or a girl? I'm having a brain fart.
I think it's a dude.
Is it a dude? I want to check. Just so I don't fuck that up. But
Or was that?
Yeah. Oh no, that's a different Jack Schaefer. Okay.
All right. Oh.
Oh no, it is a woman. Okay,
Really?
well, she did an incredible job in WandaVision, and she's overseeing the a new project that we're gonna get into next. But with Agatha, she I think is she in a showrunner or is she director? I can't remember off the top of my head, but she's definitely heavily involved in the Agatha show as well. And if she has any of that same magic in that show that she had in WandaVision, I don't have any concerns. I think it's going to be a good show. And like with every show, again, I will say till the end of time, you don't need a show until you do. That is the way shows work till the end of time. You say you don't need it, it ends up being good, and it's, holy fuck, I gotta see this! Because that's the way it works, bro. Like, I'll admit, there's some project where in my head I'll even say, like, this really need to be a show? And then if it's good, I quite frankly will not give a shit about that anymore. It's just, they did it. This is good. And Secret Invasion, I bet will be the first to actually turn you the other way because I know you did not give a shit about Secret Invasion. But I think that show is going to be a major breath of fresh air for Marvel. I really do.
Yeah, I think this goes for like most movies that even non-comic book movies. Like,
oh yeah.
You just give it a shot, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Like, there's no
There you
harm in me checking out Secret Invasion and figuring out if I like it or Agatha.
I will watch anything that has Samuel L. Jackson in it. You kind of have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool though. There's a lot of projects coming out next year, and the Agatha show is one we don't really know anything about, but they start filming in December or January. I think it's kind of up for debate right now which one it is, but so it's fairly soon. I mean, it's definitely an active development, and it's coming sooner rather than later. So a lot to be revealed there, which I'm sure we'll find out probably in the coming months, honestly. But and then the other WandaVision related spinoff, which we just found out about, originally reported by Jeff Snyder, now got picked up by Deadline. Vision Quest, another one you don't really care about, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Yeah, Vision Quest is going to be Vision getting his own show, and I am all for that one, even more so than Agatha, because Vision is such a cool character. I think Paul Bettany is fucking fantastic. I think was he Emmy nominated for WandaVision? I think he was, but I could be making that up.
I am not sure.
But if he was, which I think he was, he deserved it because he was absolutely brilliant in that show. I thought he was so good, and the idea of exploring his humanity and him trying to just come to terms with everything that happened and finding himself again, I think that could be a really cool premise, and I think there's a lot of different storylines you could maybe explore with that. And I saw someone bring up the idea of what if Ultron is still partially in him and he has to confront the darkest parts of himself or something like that, and I said, fuck yeah, like that would be a great idea. Like, there's a lot of definitely cool ideas that can be explored, but for now it's pure speculation. I guarantee you we're going to get Elizabeth Olsen in that show because there's no way they don't. And I love to see that because I think those two are so good together, and seeing them on screen again after what will probably be at that point I think it'll probably be 4 years maybe since WandaVision when that drops. So you're talking a decent amount of time since they've been together. And that's pretty fucking wild to think about. And I always say this to myself when I watch Multiverse of Madness. I'm just like, wait, where's Vision during all this shit? Because he could have talked Wanda down.
But he didn't because he's a little prick. So I'm excited to get more Paul Bettany. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, he's such a nice dude too, man. His story is really awesome with what happened with the role of Jarvis and how they basically told him he's not going anywhere, and then I think right after he got a call for Age of Ultron or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did Jarvis for Iron Man 1, and he didn't see the movie. He did a day of work.
Yeah.
And then he took the money, went on vacation, and never saw Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
And I think he said it was the easiest money ever made. And then they called him about Age of Ultron, and he's like, shit, I have to actually work now.
I gotta do stuff.
Yeah, it's fuck, can't do voiceovers. So that's the funny story.
Yeah. Fix your mic as I continue.
God damn it, motherfucking piece of shit.
But yeah, Paul Bettany's really cool. I'm not sure what they're gonna do with this show, but I love the idea of continuing to expand on some of these characters. I mean, he's definitely somebody that could be explored further. White Vision is a really cool character. Again, it's gonna come down to the story in the end, so I can only speculate. There's not too much to say on it yet, but they're holding a writers' room very soon, and if I were to guess, that's probably a project that comes along fairly quickly. I have a feeling, which is cool. And the other thing that people are wondering, especially if they're doing Children's Crusade in the Agatha show, is are we getting Young Avengers soon? Because that's definitely something that might be on the table. I mean, a lot of these characters have been or are being introduced. We've already gotten we got Wiccan and Speed in WandaVision. Obviously, they'd have to be aged up in some way. There's Eli Bradley in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He hasn't done anything yet, but the character's been introduced. You have Kate Bishop. You have America Chavez. And there is another character to be revealed very soon, but I don't want to say it because it might be spoilers for a certain project. But I won't get into that. So there is definitely that kind of... Oh, and actually Kid Loki, too. Because he never died. He's still around somewhere. So they're definitely setting it up, I think. It's more a matter of when it comes, because as it sits... I don't know. I always ask this every time I think, oh, they're totally doing this project. I'm like, wait, where the fuck are they going to fit this? Because their slate is so tight right now. Like, I don't even know how the Vision show fits in, truthfully. Like, there's a lot of gaps right now that I'm sure they have figured out. I just don't have them figured out yet.
They'll figure it
Because
out.
no, I know they will. It's just one of those curious things, because even a project like Armored Wars and Shang-Chi 2, like, those are like barely fitting in. World War Hulk, like there's so much shit. There's so much shit.
Yeah, oh, like they almost don't have enough time in the day.
No, it's interesting. I'm
Time
fascinated to
in the
see how
year,
they.
I should say.
I'm interested to see how they
I'm not
fit
a
it
smart
in.
boy. I'm
Yeah,
not a smart boy. It's okay. It's okay.
but yeah. Anyway, I am excited for that. In addition to the other projects that are announced soon, with one of them being actually a Silver Surfer special, which we just found out about I think a week
Yes.
ago. I think that is a fantastic idea. I think that's really fucking cool. I'm curious to see if we get Silver Surfer actually in the Guardians Holiday Special. That's been rumored for a while. That my sniff test is 50-50 on it, just going off of things I've heard and haven't heard. My gut tells me that we could get him, but I also wouldn't be surprised if he's not there. Either way, it doesn't change anything. But yeah, the whole thing was in the report by the Cosmic Circus. It said that Silver Surfer has to come out before Fantastic Four. Like, it has to, for narrative reasons.
Mm.
So I don't know what that means,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
evidently that's another thing too. That means we might even be seeing
First, you had my
Galactus.
curiosity. Now you have my attention.
I mean, we might even be seeing Galactus in that special, dude. Like, that's a legitimate possibility. Like,
Oh yeah,
that's a like.
you really can't do a Silver Surfer origin without Galactus.
And the funny thing, well, not even funny thing, it's the cool thing is, after Eternals, dude, you fucking know they can do Galactus justice.
Yeah.
Like, dude, the fucking, I will say, always been a supporter of that movie. The Celestials look fucking just, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It feels so real. Like, something that giant should feel otherworldly, and it does. But like, I'm actually like buying into it as I'm watching it. Especially when I was in a theater, I was like, my jaw just dropped when I saw the fucking sheer size of this fucker. It was crazy. But yeah, I'm excited to
Yeah,
see Galactus.
that's definitely what I'm looking most forward to with Galactus is like just that the fucking size. Like,
Yeah,
can you imagine an IMAX, a
that's
well
what I'm
done
saying,
Galactus?
dude.
That would be dope. That would actually be dope. I'm in on that. Don't make him a cloud this time.
No,
Let's
no cloud.
let's avoid that. Let's avoid that. Um, there's another. You know, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's cool
Sorry,
though, and
I
yeah, it's
was
cool.
just, I was thinking to myself, but I was thinking out loud at the same time. That was kind of
Um,
weird.
what's it called? And they said with Silver Surfer, it's supposed to have a lot of similarities to if anyone's seen it, The Sandman on Netflix. I never actually watched it. I've been meaning to. I saw the first episode, and I never got past it because I had shit I had to do. But the first episode was really good though. It was slow burn, but I liked it a lot. And if they invoke that same kind of tone in a Silver Surfer project, I think that'd be fantastic. Evidently, they already have a lot of plans and ideas for that. I don't know where they're heading, but my gut tells me, I mean, it's fantastic. Is because we already know this is a whole other thing, but Doom is not going to be the villain of the first Fantastic Four movie. So, is Silver Surfer going to be like a main antagonist in that movie? I I would think he has to play a pretty legitimate role if they care about it coming out before Fantastic Four, right? Or how,
Mm.
like, why else would that matter?
Can you imagine like the first Fantastic Four movie they're fighting Galactus? That'd be funny. But
Yeah.
hmm. It kind of depends on like are the like I don't think they're doing the origin
No, definitely not.
for
Also,
Fantastic
wait,
Four.
fix your mic.
God damn it! Right when I'm about to go on a roll here,
That's why I
my
had to
my
do it. I couldn't let your roll get fucked up like that.
Damn it, this stupid mic. All right, Tom's back, everyone. But here's the thing. So they're not doing the origin. I think we can pretty definitively say.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty clear.
So I think they could do like Galactus if they wanted to. Um, like explaining where the Fantastic Four have been if they already pre-exist is going to be very interesting to me.
Hmm.
I like the theory that they get trapped in like the negative zone or
Hmm.
quantum realm. So like I think you could do something there. Um, you know, basically you just have to find an excuse for why we haven't seen them.
Yeah.
Besides legal reasons. Um, but yeah, I think they could do I do like the idea that maybe Silver Surfer is like the precursor to Galactus coming down in a
Yeah,
sense.
I think that's pretty much how they're gonna do it.
Like basically they tried to do this in Fantastic Four: Rise
E-
of the Silver Surfer.
Except Galactus is there by the end of the movie, which is not gonna
Yeah.
which definitely won't happen in the
So
MCU.
so like you take kind of what worked in that movie and like you remix it into this introductory movie, and I think you can do a really good Fantastic Four movie. I think they may also like do some obscure Fantastic Four villains like Mole Man if they wanted to.
They definitely could. But the feeling I'm starting to get now, especially with that Silver Surfer report, is that they really want fans to buy into this group. They really need fans to get back on this train, and I think they're trying to go big. I think they want to go big. They want it to be bombastic, and I think they really want to nail this in every possible way. I mean, this is such a major project, and I have a feeling they don't want to use a villain or a character that people don't really know because they want that recognition right off the bat if possible, and they want to save Doom because Doom is such a big villain that they want to. I think they Doom is such a tricky one to me because I originally was a firm believer that Doom was absolutely going to play a role in Secret Wars, even if it wasn't the same role from the comics. Now, I'm honestly not sure what to expect in regards to the plans for Doom. I don't know if, like, is Fantastic Four going to be in, let's say, a post-credit scene? Is that going to be the first time we see Doom at all? Like, does that mean we're not going to even get anything with Doom till 2025? If that's the case, why, if the reports are true that they really had a plan to tease him in Black Panther Wakanda Forever with a post credit scene, and they even filmed, let's say, something with the stand in, supposedly, they're telling me they suddenly just said, let's wait 3 years. Like, I don't know, something about that just doesn't add up in my head. I don't know what part is off, but there's something off there.
Hmm. Yeah, I think you know. That is a good question. I think we'll see him before, but I can't like definitively
Yeah,
say.
like I can't just figure out where that would be. Like, part of
He's
me
definitely gonna be
says,
in Fantastic Four in some capacity. He's
yeah,
just not gonna be the villain.
no,
Like
definitely not.
he'll probably like if we're gonna do an experienced Fantastic Four, I think you do an experienced Doctor Doom. And I think you have him chilling in Latveria, ruling, being a ruler, like just like and then what we do is like we do that origin special presentation for Doctor Doom or like an origin TV show. If Agatha Harkness can get a TV show, we can get like a 10-part 10 episode Doctor Doom origin that just
Hmm.
goes through like all of his trials and tribulations, and you get you get the actor who plays Reed Richards to be in there as well, and you do it that way. And
I always said they're not going to do this, but I think it'd be such a genius idea to introduce the Fantastic Four through Doom instead of the other way around. I think that would be a very fun take on it and a different way of going about it. That I don't think they're
that
not gonna do
isn't.
that,
I don't think they're
but
gonna do that, but I like that idea.
I think that'd be really fucking awesome.
I I respect your creativity.
Yeah, I think Doom honestly deserves more than a Disney Plus special. I think he's a movie
Yeah,
kind of like he deserves a movie in my
a
opinion.
Doctor Doom movie would be fucking sick.
Dude, that would be
But like,
unbelievable.
the thing that I have, like, because, like, he's got a really, like, expansive kind of origin.
Mm.
Like, like, I understand why you're trying to say, like, a movie would be sick, but also, like,
A show.
getting, like, 10 episodes
No,
and,
you're
like,
right.
really,
You're right.
really milking that origin was cool.
I agree. I'll say this:
Either way,
definitely not. It's definitely not a special, in my opinion.
yeah.
It doesn't work as a special, but as a
Marvel
movie,
Studios,
yeah.
Doctor Doom, you know.
Either way, I do think we eventually will get some kind of Doctor Doom project.
I
Even
want
what
him,
you know, I don't
I
know
want
when
him to
though.
be like, I want Doctor Doom to be like OP as shit.
He has to
Like
be.
I've been very clear on that because like he's got like a photographic memory. He like trained himself to do like magic, like Doctor Strange. Like he's just like he's like an unstoppable force. That like he is like a human, but like he's unfucking stoppable. It's
Hmm.
like he's almost like evil. I shouldn't say evil Batman, but like in the sense that Batman literally can just do anything.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause, like that's just the way he's written. He's like that guy just does everything, and it's like Doctor Doom's kind of the same way. Like he's just he's one of the very best. He's one of the more iconic Marvel villains. He's definitely in the top. I would say 5 Marvel villains.
yeah,
Like when you think Marvel villains, you think Magneto. You probably think Thanos now because of the exposure that he got.
yep,
Um, Doctor Doom, um, Green Goblin
yep.
probably.
Green Goblin.
Yeah, it's that yada yada yada. But yeah, like just we're gonna get something with Doctor Doom. That character is too iconic to like like not using Doctor Doom would be like just as bad as not using the Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
he's just like that dude. He's always been that dude. Like he's like anyone that's seen that intro to I think it was Ultimate Alliance is like, yep, he's a fucking badass. So
yeah.
and like the movies haven't even like come close
No,
to
not
because
even a little bit.
like you've seen like a baby version of what Doctor Doom actually does.
Yeah,
Like that dude got beat by basic physics in Fantastic Four 1.
yeah,
And so yeah, that ain't happening in the MCU, in my opinion.
yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Also, Tom, fix your mic as I talk.
Gosh darn it. Rootin'
Like
tootin'.
Doctor Doom is a brilliant character. Definitely one of the best Marvel villains, as you said, and it's interesting because I the way I would have approached it was have him introduced before Secret Wars and established and kind of have his establishment, or rather rephrase, his friendship or relationship with Reed established in Secret Wars and kind of get an idea of what they're about through that project when they're forced to work together and they're part of the reason why they're able to stop Kang, and then from there we get into a deeper exploration of their relationship in future projects while also kind of seeing what Doom's about in Secret Wars. But at this point I'm starting to think Doom, we might not even see him in a real role till after Secret Wars. I'm starting to think. I could be wrong, but that's kind of what
That
I'm starting to
makes
think.
me incredibly sad.
It does, but I will say, I think Jonathan Majors is going to absolutely eat as Kang the Conqueror. And this is why we need to go into the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania trailer, which dropped, a week ago now, I think.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah,
so.
like almost a week. Yeah, I mean that trailer was fucking awesome. I really loved it. I'm super excited. I've heard great things about this project from insiders. I've been told that it is one of the best scripts that Marvel has had. I've been told they firmly believe that. Jeff Loveness, the guy who wrote it, he's writing. Is he writing? Yeah, he's writing Kang
He's writing
Dynasty.
one of them. He's writing one
Yeah,
of them.
he's writing Kang Dynasty because they loved his work that much on Quantumania, and they really believe in what he's doing. And between him and Peyton Reed, with the incredible performances in Quantumania, I've heard it's a movie just that is so comic booky in all the best ways. And that's great because I want them to really embrace that as much as possible. The effects look pretty great in the trailer. There's a couple moments maybe where the green screen's a little off, but hey, we got 4 months still to touch shit up, and also why bitch now? Most of it looked fine. It's a couple shots. Grow up. But I'm in it for the story. I want to see Kang be Kang, and that's what I give a shit about. And also, I want to see MODOK, bro. I want to see MODOK because we're gonna get the MODOK design people want. I'm 1,000% sure. I firmly believe we're gonna see his face. The mask is only there to surprise so general audiences could get that big surprise. I think that's the only reason why the mask is being shown at all, truthfully. But that's my opinion because they make it clear who it is in the movie. I don't think what's the point of even introducing it as him if you're not going to show the face? Like they're going to show the face. I'm so sure of it.
Show the face.
They're gonna show his face.
Show the face.
If they don't show his face, I will Venmo Tom $20.
And boy, do I need it these days.
Exactly, I really will. That's how I am so sure. I'm so sure.
Yeah, Tom's broke.
But yeah, the trailer's cool, and Jonathan Majors I think is going to end up being the best MCU villain to date when it's all said and done. I firmly believe that too. I think he's such a good actor, dude. I love him in everything
He's no
he does.
Malekith from Thor: The Dark World.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I quite enjoyed the trailer as well. They pulled the Spider-Man No Way Home where they don't do the fine print before they turn the machine on.
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. When you're dealing with... Oh, my God. Jeez. I got a text message that just scared the crap. Today is just filled with distractions. But going back to my point, in Spider-Man No Way Home, Peter doesn't ask enough questions before Doctor Strange starts the spell. In Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Michelle Pfeiffer does not ask enough questions before Cassie turns the machine on.
Mm-hmm.
This is a cup. Stop being idiots! Stop being idiots. Ask all the questions before doing something.
Just my guess, because this is a very obvious thing here, to me at least. Maybe I'm dumb. I don't know. But she asked, like, oh, you're sending a signal to the quantum realm? And that's clearly what the device is designed to do, which tells me that she didn't even know what the device was. I see it as probably, I don't know for sure. I don't know the plot, but I'm just guessing.
Always ask all the questions.
But this is my point. I think Cassie just brought this device in. She made it on her own time, and she wanted to show them because she thought it was the coolest thing ever, and they didn't worry about it because they probably. Why would you assume that? Oh, this might be a device that's going to destroy the world. Let me check that out. They probably just assumed it was an experiment she was doing. And my guess is when she explained it as she was activating it, then that's when she was like, "Wait, no, you gotta turn this off." But at that point, it's too late. So I think if they approach it that way, which I think is what they're doing, then it's really nobody's fault, really, technically speaking. But if anything, I think that's going to be playing on kind of Scott's issues with Cassie in the movie, because from what I understand, they do have a bit of a troubled relationship between father and daughter in that movie. So I'm not sure what that's all about entirely, but maybe that adds on to it a little more, where like she's being very irresponsible and not taking things enough into consideration, and he's kind of fed up with it. Maybe I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. Yeah, teenagers, man. Just like fucking Tony Stark talking about Peter in Homecoming. Teenagers.
Kids these days.
Fix your mic.
God damn it, motherfucker. Fucking piece of shit asshole.
And the other fun thing too is I think this project is gonna probably be provide the most connective tissue out of any MCU project since the start of Phase 4. Most likely. Because you're getting your big bad in the movie. Even though this is probably a variant of the big bad. We don't really know, but I'm going to guess it's not the
the Avengers movie is called the Kang Dynasty, which leads me to believe that there may not be one singular...
There's definitely more than one. That's obvious.
Like what I mean is like one singular version of Kang that's like... I think... Well, here's the thing. I think we're going to find out who, like, the main Kang we should be worried about is at the end of Kang Dynasty. Like, the one
most likely.
On top. and then
Yeah,
that's the one that controls the multiverse,
I
which will lead
agree.
to Secret Wars. And then we're gonna have all hell breaking loose. You'll probably get Tobey Maguire back. Probably
Yep.
get Andrew Garfield back fighting an alien.
Definitely gonna get Hugh Jackman back.
Yeah, I read how Ryan Reynolds convinced Hugh Jackman to come back, and he literally just called. Like Hugh Jackman just randomly called.
Yeah.
That's how he told him. He's like just out of nowhere. Like Ryan Reynolds didn't even know it was gonna happen, and then he just like he called. He said, "I'll do it," and that's it.
Yeah.
And
No, that's funny.
Ryan already had a meeting set up with Marvel, so all he had to do was just tell Kevin Feige,
Yeah.
like he was in, he was in. So that's
It's awesome, man. It's so awesome that Hugh Jackman's so enthusiastic about coming back. Everybody wants him back. I want him back. I cannot wait to see what he does. But yeah, the multiverse is expanding, and that's really what Quantumania is going to be about in a lot of ways. And evidently, Kang is going to be trying to make um Scott retrieve something for him or a part or something. And I've heard that it's for his time chair. I don't really know much about it honestly, but from what I understand though, just looking at the trailer, I do believe that those rings that are around whatever platform he's on, that definitely has to do with the 10 rings and Kamala's bangles. I'm like 1,000% sure. There's clearly been work groundwork being done by Feige. People just haven't seen it yet, and
yeah.
it's
Well,
gonna become
yeah. Like that stuff's gonna take care of itself for sure.
like
That's the
think
we're gonna have our
yeah,
MacGuffins.
because think
So
that's the whole thing. Definitely gonna have MacGuffins because we already know for a fact that Kang is gonna be searching for artifacts, and those artifacts likely have to do with the construction of his time chair, which is what he needs to get the ultimate power he achieves. So let's just say, um, the 10 rings are probably one of those artifacts. And we found out at the end of Shang-Chi that those rings were like a beacon of sorts calling out to something or someone. That's probably calling out to Kang in some way, if I were to guess. And then we already know with the bangles have the capabilities to travel in time. Like we saw Kamala travel to the past. So I think between both, you're absurd.
yep.
But between both, I'm assuming that there is something there that will allow uh, Kang to travel through time between the two different artifacts that will form his time chair. So we got our MacGuffins. We just got to kind of see how they come into play and how soon that happens because right now it's kind of up in the air.
I'm very excited to find out about these MacGuffins. Frankly, like when it comes to like usually when it comes to MacGuffins in movies, I don't really give a shit. So I'm just really excited to see like Jonathan Majors' performance.
But yeah,
Like,
yeah, you're right because the MacGuffins only mean so much. What matters is that the characters and the actors and the narrative is what's carrying it all.
Josh Brolin
Yeah,
was so good as Thanos. Like,
yeah, like who cares?
I was like, you get those stones, man. You wiped
Yeah.
out half that universe, man. Go do it. Go do it. I'm rooting for you, man. Kill all these Avengers.
Yeah, no, the Josh Brolin was fantastic in that role. I think he was
Threw his own
definitely
daughter off a cliff.
he is without a doubt the best antagonist they've had to date in a like extended role. I would
Yeah,
say
I
for
would say.
sure. Yeah, one I can't count because he was only in the. If I was counting history, then he can be up there. But if it's just No Way Home, then no, I can't make him one.
Yeah, he doesn't even count as like an MCU villain, in my opinion.
No, I mean, it
Sort of does.
depends. To me, if you're in the MCU, you're an MCU villain, but I can't count his. I guess I kind of. It's bizarre. I'm not even getting into that.
Don't argue with me. Oh, just two more gum.
I mean, sure. I won't stop
My
you.
mouth just dried up exponentially, so I was like, I have to like juice it up. I'm on the juice, so I'm Barry Bonds. But I don't believe he's an MCU. Well, he sort of is. Like he was obviously the villain against Tom Holland in No Way Home. But what I just mean, like, he predates the MCU.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah. I mean, I'm excited for Quantumania, man, for sure. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a great movie. I've heard nothing but good things, and just looking at the rest of the 2023 movies, there's only two, as it sits at least. Guardians, I've heard is. I mean, I haven't heard. Actually, I haven't heard much on Guardians, but it's gonna be great. It's James Gunn.
Yeah, that's like one of the. You don't worry about that.
Like that's how I felt about Wakanda Forever. Like, but if people told me nothing about that movie, I'd assume it's gonna be great because I trust Ryan Coogler. But and then at the end of the year we have the Marvels, which is an interesting one. But I will say I actually just heard recently that it's a pretty great script. I heard it's very good, and also they just hired that writer to do what was it? Was it Vision Quest or was it Agatha? The writer of the Marvels got hired to do something for Marvel. I can't think of what project specifically, but
was it Blade?
No, because Blade they got the guy from Moon Knight. Yeah, but it's interesting for sure. You know, I think all three projects are gonna end up being really good, and also I think the first and third, the Marvels and Ant-Man, are gonna have pretty big ramifications on where the MCU is heading. The Marvels probably in a way people aren't quite expecting, but it's definitely going to connect in some ways.
Too many women in it. MCU has returned.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Tom. It's a lot of women.
Brie Larson hates men.
Yeah, we obviously got to shit on Iman Vellani too. I mean, you know, she's too quirky.
Who does she think she is, being all likable?
Yeah, fix your mic as I rant.
Son of a bitch.
You know, like, yeah, like, God, Iman Vellani's so bad, and like, what's the name? Whoever the girl is that's playing Monica Rambeau, Teyonah Parris, I think. She's fucking garbage. God.
I disagree.
No, they're all fantastic. They're all great. Iman Vellani especially.
I'd just like to send out a message to Brie Larson, like,
yes.
Hey Brie, how you doing? It's Tom here from the Cape Time Podcast. I'm free for dinner. I'd say next Saturday. Probably get some Frank Pepe's, or come down to Zoo Party's Pizza. You know, you and me have some pizza, maybe some sex.
Wow.
You know. But,
exciting.
The offer's on the table. I would love for you to sing the Black Sheep song that you sang in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I would love you to sing that while we're in bed together. Thank you very much.
All right, well, we got that out of the way. Yeah. I actually don't know much about that movie, but the reason why I'm much more in on it than I was at one point is because of how much I liked Miss Marvel. And Iman Vellani was such a superstar in that movie, and the idea of having her meet her up. Yeah,
it wasn't a movie.
Oh, I'm sorry. The idea of her meeting Captain Marvel, her idol, is really fun. I think that's exciting as hell, and I think that dynamic is going to be such a pleasure to watch as a fan.
It's going to be more fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a very fun movie, and I think honestly that's my favorite part of what Marvel's building towards too. I think the payoff as a whole is going to be the best payoff Marvel has ever gotten, because so much is disconnected that when the connective tissue finally does come together, it's going to be unreal. Like, I think it's going to really pay off. And also, too, think about all the characters, man. Like, so many characters have yet to interact with each other. Like, so many. Like, Moon Knight has not interacted with anybody. Fucking... We haven't seen our Captain America, really, as Captain America specifically, at least, interact with other people beyond Bucky, really. Like, there's a lot of interactions we still got to see play out. We haven't seen obviously Miss Marvel we're going to see interact with more people now. We haven't seen Kate Bishop interact with people beyond, like, Hawkeye himself.
Kate Bishop. That was my Florence Pugh.
Oh, wow. That was something.
Yeah, thank you.
And
her accent as Yelena is something else.
It's pretty funny.
Kate Bishop is just like, and she elongates the words. It's like Kate Bishop. I can't really do it super well. But.
Yeah. That was the one part of that show that actually threw me off, truthfully.
Yeah, like the thing is
Not
like
not 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 her accent though. Her relationship with Kate.
it's like she just like that show, if we have to get into that show again, like just one too many things going on for sure.
Well, it's not even just that. It's why were they were way too friendly for each other given the situation. I'm sorry. Like you could have like some funny dynamics between characters, but she was literally trying to kill Kate Bishop's new fucking best friend, basically. And they were just joking around the entire time. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind the joking when it makes sense. And usually it's okay. But that was just illogical to me. It's like, what is happening?
Kate Bishop.
And hey, the scene with them with the macaroni, I'll be real, it was pretty funny. But it was pretty funny.
What was the one? I think it was towards the finale with. I think it was like they had a fight. They had a fight, and I think it involved an elevator. I'm
That's
trying
the
to remember.
that is the finale. That's
Yeah, I'm
they
trying to
get
like.
they get onto the elevator and she presses all the button and she keeps trying to
Yeah,
press the button and Yelena keeps flipping her around and eventually Bishop fucking slaps her and she's like, "What was that?" And Kate Bishop's like, "I don't know." And it's like, "What do you mean? What was that?" She's trying to save her friend. It was
oh,
weird.
I think this is a good time. By the way, Luke. Haley Steinfeld. Um, you
Yeah.
haven't responded to my tweet asking you out for dinner.
Yeah.
I've already made the reservations. Um, so if you could show up, and you know, I think we can elope pretty quickly. If you're
Wow.
down, probably go to Vegas or something. You can get a nice dress. You have the money for it. Um, I'll pay for the catering, I guess. We'll get married. Pop out about 10 different kids, cause I ain't stopping. Um, and you know, have a nice life together. It's just one. It's my offer.
Am I free to move on?
Let me think. I need to make sure I don't have anything left to say because she
Yeah.
affects me.
Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right. The Guardians holiday special trailer.
I
Uh,
did see that.
Kevin Bacon is an MCU character. It's huge.
And a human.
Yeah. Fix your mic as I talk. Uh,
Oh my sweet Jesus.
we're almost done. We only have one more topic after this. But
Oh.
yeah, Kevin Bacon, man. I can't believe he's actually in the MCU. It's so funny. And just the idea of Drax and Mantis walking through LA looking for Kevin Bacon is like the funniest thing ever. That's just a hilarious premise. And I'm excited to see how this leads into the next Guardians movie because, there's a lot they got to do. And this next Guardian movie feels like it's going to be so emotionally resonant in a way that just hasn't been not to say it hasn't been done before because the Guardians movies are emotional. Don't get me wrong, but more so than any of the others, I think, just based on what's out there. I mean, it's going to be a rough watch for people. I think it's going to be a tearjerker. I'm fully expecting to bawl my eyes out in theaters, which sucks because I'm going to bawl out my theaters probably in like a week and a half when I see Wakanda Forever. So too many tears for Marvel movies right now. I can't be doing this.
Yeah. The Guardians movies have always been like literally the opening scene of Guardians 1 is his mom dying. So
Yeah.
like those movies have always they've always been super comedic, but they've always had like so much heart behind it.
It's kind of like if when Taika made Love and Thunder, if he did it good.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I describe when Taika's not doing his job.
I
right.
like how we've collectively all decided hey, we went too far with Love and Thunder.
And look, I actually enjoyed it on my first watch. The more I watch it, the more I dislike it. And I actually like I love Ragnarok. I love Thor Ragnarok. But the thing is with that movie, its aspirations weren't trying to be as emotional as a Love and Thunder, so it didn't matter as much. Like, and the emotional moments that were there, they still worked in its own way. Like the stuff with his dad was still good,
Mm-hmm.
and the emotion they were tapping in was a different kind of emotion. It wasn't about sadness and sorrow. It was more about like payback and revenge and needing to kick someone's ass. Like it's a different kind of movie. Love and Thunder was a cancer storyline. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like if I feel like if you gave that movie to James Gunn and you had him still keep a lot of the
If James
comedic,
Gunn did that,
like
if
it would
James
have been
Gunn,
it would have been a masterpiece.
yeah, like the thing is like with Love and Thunder specifically, it's like they couldn't commit to to really sticking with the weight of the situation.
I think you needed ironically, a deeper contrast in the sense that you have these deeply comedic scenes, but you need that if you're gonna go that comedic with some of these scenes, I think you need to go even heavier on the other side. Like
Yeah.
if you're gonna double down on that contrast, then do it. Give me desperate Thor crying over fucking Jane having cancer. Give me gore murdering gods. Let me see that shit. Like
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to see, and and it sucks because I think that movie had just based on the
Had a lot
narrative.
of potential.
It had the
But
potential to be probably the saddest and most badass movie in the MCU. Just based on the ideas. Just based on the ideas and premise.
fucking like
If it was up to me, Taika would not be back for the next Thor movie.
yeah.
And you know what?
It
Hey,
just went too far, man.
the next
Like
Thor movie doesn't even need to be emotional if they're doing a Hercules versus Thor kind of story. So I guess he'd probably be fine with it, but at the same time, it's like I feel like we could probably do better.
it's either that or try harder.
Because hey, again, I loved what he did in Ragnarok, and if he brought that to a Thor versus Hercules movie, it probably would work. Honestly, it probably would, because it's that kind of movie. But it's kind of
Just
whatever.
not.
I'm not gonna talk about this forever because
Just try harder, man.
yeah,
Like
this
if you're gonna come back, you gotta
harder.
like you gotta try. You gotta do better, man. Like because like we know Taika he's one of the best filmmakers working today. He's just like
I was gonna say because he's very talented. Obviously, it's not a
it
lack
feels
of
like
talent.
it feels like he treated the Love and Thunder set like a summer camp.
I mean, look at Jojo Rabbit. That's a fucking fantastic movie.
He's like an Oscar nominated director. Like he's one
Like
of the best directors working.
that's what I'm saying.
And we don't want him back because we don't think that he's taking the material seriously enough.
Yeah, pretty much, and that's a
Like,
shame.
and it's like, hey, that's up to you if this stuff isn't for you. But like, if it isn't for you, like, we don't want to see a mediocre or a bad Thor movie or a Thor movie that doesn't. That's basically it. Kind of almost feels like a sitcom in a way.
At times it does. I would say the main thing is like with that movie. It's the last thing I'll say on it before I move on. But I like, for example, the beginning of the movie. I love the opening scene with Gore, and I actually love the scene with Thor fighting the fucking like Muppet looking creatures. I thought that was fun as fuck. My whole problem is everything after that, before the third act. It's the whole middle. It's the entire middle. Because the third act I actually think is fantastic. I love the third act. I even like the kids coming out because it's cheesy as fuck, but it feels like something Taika would like a good Taika would do. Like that is a Taika decision, but the whole middle of it is just so nothing. It's just pure nothingness in that whole middle to me. But from the time they leave Olympus and they're on their way to Gore's planet,
You got Natalie Portman to come back. You got Christian Bale playing your villain. Like, come on. Like, you could if there was just effort put into that script.
Like the scene where they're together with Gore and he's like talking to each of them individually. Fantastic scene. Like why didn't we get more of Gore doing that? Just fucking
It's like they didn't trust the
destroying
audience
like,
to like deal with the way. Like the reason why people didn't like the first two Thor movies wasn't because
they were too serious.
It was just because like the storylines weren't.
They're boring.
Yeah, like
Mainly
But
the
like
second one though. The first one I'll actually defend. I think it was
I
pretty
like
good.
I like Thor 1. I like
Yeah.
Thor 1.
Hey, fix your
but
mic before you continue.
son of a bitch. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it.
Hold it. Hold it.
But here's the thing: you have arguably like that's one of the more famous Thor storylines, the Jane Foster cancer storyline. You've also got Christian Bale playing Gore the God Butcher. You got all the material you need to make like an emotional kind of. Honestly, I would have made this the last Thor movie, and I would have gone all out. I would have even like considered having like Thor sacrifice himself to keep Jane alive or something, like just something like that really like hits you by the end. Like I think Jane sacrificing herself at the end is really cool. Like I think that's a good
The
like
problem is I should have cried, but I didn't.
yeah, like here's the thing, like you didn't, cuz like it just didn't, like when you don't treat your audience with like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like you know, I'm trying to think of like a good analogy for it, but it's just like one of those things where it's like we've spent like the majority of this movie fucking off, and now you want us like at the very end to care because we've had a few scenes where she has cancer, and it's like no. This that was the thing you should have focused on in order to get us to the point at the end where we're crying our eyes out. And we just didn't get it because, we have to play like these bits. Like it's almost like they were doing like skits in
Yeah.
some scenes where it's like, ooh, what's the punchline of this scene gonna be? Ooh, we're quirky. We got quirky dialogue. We're quirky characters.
Yeah.
And it's like the I think there was like this funny meme where it's like sometimes you realize that the outsider who is jealous of the popular kids, that kid is actually the asshole because like they think like they're superior to the popular kids, and sometimes the popular kids are just like trying to be nice, but like it just feels like that in a sense where it's like, ooh, we're quirky, and it's too
Yeah.
quirky is too quirky. Like there is such thing as being too quirky.
That's what my friend who watched Hawkeye, that was his problem with Kate Bishop, actually. He felt she was way too quirky all the time.
I will kill him. Do
I'm
not
I'm sorry.
disrespect
Sorry.
my girl Haley Steinfeld. Do not do that.
I'm sorry.
Dude, that's a no-go. That's illegal in 50 states. Plus Canada.
All right, but what was I gonna say? All right, let's move on to another topic before I get pissed. Fucking the last topic we got is no, it's not a joke, people. I'm dead serious. We're getting Mephisto.
Yes, we are. Yes,
For real, for real this time. We are
great
getting
casting too.
yes, we are getting Mephisto in the MCU in Ironheart, and he is Tom. Say it.
Borat.
He is Borat. And it's funny because I actually have not seen any of his roles outside of Borat.
You serious?
I have to see Trial of the Chicago 7. I heard that's the big one. I have to definitely watch that.
He was originally, Luke, this I bet you know, he was originally, before Rami Malek took over, he was going to play Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody.
And I'll be real, that would have been great fucking casting. That would have been really good.
He was gonna play Freddie Mercury, and Luke is a very big Queen fan, so
yeah, I love Queen for sure. That would have been
yeah,
really
I pay
awesome
attention
casting.
to you sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Don't get used to it though.
You sound like my ex.
Been there, pal.
But yeah, I think the idea in Ironheart is pretty much magic versus tech, and I think that's a really fun premise that we can play on. There's so much that goes into that, but we also heard that there's because the Hood is the main antagonist technically, but the Hood gets his powers from Mephisto seemingly in this adaptation, while in the comics he got them from Dormammu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I actually quite like the change, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's a great change, and it really works well for the MCU as a whole.
It'd be funny if like Spider-Man met Mephisto in the MCU and he gives the memories back to like MJ instead of in the comic books when they
Imagine that
like
would
that's
be that would actually be a really interesting premise.
yeah. I don't know why the devil would. He's like basically the devil. I don't know why he would like help Peter out like that.
Well, it wouldn't. There would be a cat. There has to be a catch.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain. Mephisto, I've come to also bargain.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not a smart boy.
I'm trying to think. Was there? I mean, there's not too much to say on that yet, but beyond we know that not even know, but it's rumored that he's going to be in episodes 5 and 6.
Yep, we're doing that again.
Yeah,
We
but
don't.
but the thing is though, I don't think he's actually going to be the main villain of this at all. I think it's going to be the Hood the whole way. I just don't think we're going to find out how the Hood got his powers till episode 5 and 6, and that's going to be how we get introduced to Mephisto, and the Hood is doing all the work while Mephisto's kind of just in the background. But I don't think we're ever even going to see Mephisto talk to Ironheart, truthfully. So if they do it that way, I don't think it really matters. But I think that's the route they're going in. Just my expectation.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. Is there anything else? I mean, that's all we have on our list. I'm not sure if there's anything else we might have missed, but I think that should be it.
Trying to think.
Yeah, I don't got anything.
I think we covered all the bases.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually be seeing Black Adam tomorrow, so I can do a review after that.
The hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change, Luke.
I know you were not a fan.
I was a fan of the end credit scene.
Wait, Tom. Love and Thunder
Yeah.
versus Black Adam. How do you feel?
Black
Just
Adam
curious.
for sure.
Really?
Adam.
Really?
Black
Wow.
Adam for sure.
Wow. Wait, so what do you give Love and Thunder out of 10?
I kind of like get emotional thinking about it, just because like I don't like seeing wasted potential. Because every day I have to look in the mirror and see it. So,
Wow.
Yeah, like Love and Thunder's probably like that's like really towards the bottom. Like I think all things considered, the more I think about things, I think they're pretty much like I think they're both like 6 out of 10s.
Okay. That's actually
But like if I have
sounds
to
about
choose
right.
one, if I have to choose one 6 out of 10, I would choose Black Adam because it actually like I think for the
I
most
gotcha.
part takes itself more seriously and like
Yeah.
it doesn't piss me off as much as Love and Thunder does.
I got you. I'm gonna see. I'll let you know what I think as soon as I see it. I'm going in kind of just. I'm not gonna go in with really any preconceived notions, but my expectation is that it's gonna be a movie that sets up the JSA in a really fun way. Black Adam's gonna do the Rock thing. He's gonna give the smolder, and he'll have a couple moments of decent acting throughout, mainly in the flashback scene with his son dying, probably, and that's probably going to be the main heart of the movie. But beyond that, there's going to be nothing else beyond The Rock saying, "I kill people, so I can't be a hero," and then it's just them going back and forth while you get this third act MacGuffin villain Sabak coming in. You get a big CGI third act battle that's very out of the ordinary and doesn't really fit with the rest of the film, and it feels very weightless. You get through that, and you have a very unorthodox conclusion that doesn't quite feel right, and you go into the end credit scene, and it kind of brings you back up because yay, Henry Cavill, but the movie still ends up being kind of mid anyway. Does that about sum it up?
Yeah.
And I haven't even seen, I really haven't read spoilers. I haven't seen it. This is just my general synopsis based on trailers.
Yeah, I'd say pretty accurate. It's like a pretty generic superhero movie that like.
It feels like my expectation is kind of like if it's kind of like when Sony does that thing where they
Yeah,
make
you get
where they make
some good.
yeah
You get
they
good
make a comic
action.
book movie that feels like it's from the early 2000s.
You get good action, cheesy dialogue, um, some underdeveloped characters, and then a cool end credit scene.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Rock
It
is in it.
is definitely unfortunate. Yes, The Rock is in fact in it.
Pierce Brosnan is in it.
He's who I'm excited for. Also, Noah
This is my favorite
Centineo.
part of the movie.
I gotta see Noah Centineo. That's Brooks Radigan.
Big to all the boys I've loved before fan, aren't you?
Oh, my ex made me watch the first two, and when she dumped me, I said, I have to finish off the trilogy. I can't just not finish. I'm a completionist. When I start something, I have to finish. So I have to tell all my friends now. I did watch the third in that movie on my own accord. But yeah,
Proud of you.
yeah, I had to. And I also saw him in another movie on Netflix because me and my friends wanted to try watching.
There was
a bad
another
movie.
one where I think it was like where he was like it was like dating or like something where he take
He was the dating app.
yeah something like that.
Dude, he was basically a male escort.
Yeah, it was something to that effect.
Like, dude, it's so funny. He
He was
literally
supposed to
has.
play He-Man too.
This is not even an exaggeration. He has on his because he has the app too, and on the app, he's basically trying to get money so he can afford to go to college. And he has this track on his app with different checkpoints, and you just see Yale at the end, and it's just like him racking up money as the thing fills up, and it's like, oh my god, like he literally is just eating ass to get to class. Like he is literally has a roadmap to get to Yale. Like each fucking checkpoint is like, this is the amount of asses I need to plow through to get to Yale. Like, that's literally what the movie is. And I'm not even kidding.
Eating ass to get to class. Did you come up with that on your own?
I can't promise that I did.
Alright. Because, like, if you just came up with that, like, right on the spot, I think I would have had to, like, Venmo you, like, $20.
But it's a fantastic line, though.
I think I may get a tattoo of that.
Dude, he was eating honey butt Rios for breakfast.
Now you've gone too far. I want to see if my underdeveloped brain can think of something. Hold up, give me a moment. No, I cannot.
Well,
okay.
I respect the effort.
Thank you. I'm not a smart boy.
All right. Well,
you know what's gonna happen, by the way, before we end this episode?
Yeah,
you know what's gonna happen? We're gonna end this episode, then I'm gonna think of it.
Oh, of course.
It's the George Costanza thing. Remember that episode in Seinfeld?
Yes.
Where he thinks of the insult. Yeah, that's gonna happen.
All right. Well, text me if you do think of it, but
I will.
This has been a very fun episode. Next week we'll definitely do the Black Adam review, and in 2 weeks we will be doing our Wakanda Forever review. That one I'm seeing opening night, so there will be no wait on that one. I will review that ASAP, and I cannot wait because I'm expecting to witness genuinely a masterpiece. I really am. So I'm very excited. Marvel needs the dub. I'm hoping they get it. Anyway, Tom, this has been a pleasure. And until next time, this has been another episode of Cape Time. See you, everybody.
Peace.